let's just talk about the sound immediately. This is right now, I haven't pressed the sports button. This has got the standard exhaust from factory. This is the sports tailpipe exhaust on the Carrera S. I'm not sure how well you can actually hear the sound of the exhaust, but God, it is beautiful. Hi, welcome to Invictus Porsche. We've got with us a Porsche 911. This is the 991.1 generation. They were introduced at the Frankfurt Motor Show in 2011, and we're going to basically cover everything that you need to know about the 991.1 generation, and perhaps why you should consider buying one of these, and maybe why this. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We make approximately £200 per month off the two Invictus channels, and all of it gets donated to charity. So in this video I'll cover 5 things on why the 991s, in my opinions, are absolutely awesome cars. That's not because I've got 4 others in stock, but we just generally like them in terms of how they drive and how they handle, and the fact that these are the last of the Porsche 911s out of the Porsche 911 department that are naturally aspirated. And what makes them fantastic is the fact that they are naturally aspirated, because when they redesigned the 991, this was the 3rd time throughout Porsche's history since 1963 to have a Porsche completely redesigned from the ground up. There isn't many similarities between the 991 and the generation before that, which was the 997.2. I know the DFI, direct fuel injection engine, continues from the previous generation, but the 3.8 Carrera S DFI engine in this actually produces more bhp, which is at 395 bhp, and overall 440 newton meters of torque, and the 0 to 60 is blisteringly quick at 4.5 seconds. Overall, it's got the fantastic 7-speed PDK gearbox, and also the gear ratios on the PDK sports gearbox are rather different on the 991.1 generation as opposed to the 997.2 generation. Now, on to the second reason, which some might like and some might not like, is that they would say, well, the 991s are slightly wider and longer. But as a matter of fact, the fact that they are a couple of inches wider and a couple of inches longer, they are not an overall more heavier car than the 997.2, because the 991.1 uses better metal components and better metal composites and more aluminium being used all around. So to that effect, it's an overall much lighter car to drive as opposed to the 997.2. But the fact it is that little bit wider and longer, it makes this 911 almost like a dream to drive. It's so well planted and it handles absolutely phenomenal around corners. Now, talking about handling, why don't we get into it and we drive it, and then perhaps I will cover the remaining couple of reasons with you. Welcome to the test drive part now. This is definitely my favorite part of these test drives. I mean, I still remember the first time I got into a 991. And on the test drive part of it, let's just talk about the sound immediately. This is right now, I haven't pressed the sports button. This has got the standard exhaust from factory. This is the sports tailpipe exhaust on the Carrera S. I'm not sure how well you can actually hear the sound of the exhaust, but God, it is beautiful. And the handling, in terms of how well the 991 corners, it's unmatchable, I don't think, by another generation of a 911 until, you know, this generation, purely because of the evolution that the 911 goes through. Yes, the dot twos are probably more refined in terms of handling, in terms of how quickly you can get up to speed. But to me, the dot one is the 911 the 991.1 is the 911 that I would choose any day of the week over the .2. And that's simply because of the beautiful exhaust note. And you can always save yourself, just beautiful, you can always save yourself an additional, 20,000 pounds, for which you can get yourself a 981, a cheap and cheerful 981 Boxster as a second car. But all in all, the performance is also remarkable in the 991.1s. The 3.8 litre Boxer 6-cylinder engine produces 395 bhp, 440 newton meters of torque, and the 0 to 60 is possible in a blisteringly quick pace of 4.5 seconds. So all in all, you've got a car here that gives you the performance figures, and this is not to mention that the top speed is about 187 miles per hour. And if you're somebody that likes to know or that likes the MPG, you can expect pretty good miles per gallons out of this. This produces anywhere sort of between a low 30 to a mid 30 mpgs when you're doing driving that is a mixture of motorway or countryside roads like this. And now on the motorways I've been able to do between 42 to 45 miles per gallon. That is the fact. I was even heading, I even had a bit of headwind. So let's press that sports button, activate PASM, and you see immediately the sport chassis is selected, so your suspension dampers are a bit more stiff. Absolutely phenomenal handling. In terms of the mechanical spec on this, which I will probably discuss a little bit later into the video, but for the time being, this has the limited slip, the Porsche torque vectoring limited slip differential. This is a rear wheel drive 911 because it's the S, and you've got overall a very good spec car. I finished in this beautiful black with a 20-inch Carrera Classic Edition 2 alloys. You've got the sports button, PASM, sports steering wheel. This is really a purist Porsche 911. So I hope you've enjoyed the test drive part of the video. I mean, just the sound produced is really something. Absolutely love it. So thank you for persevering with me through the test drive. We've driven it and we now know what a phenomenal car it is and how well it handles. And what I now most love about the 991.1s is I don't personally think that they overcomplicate design-wise. They have very beautiful, simple, elegant lines that I think are absolutely beautiful, and it's completely in line with the characteristics of a 911 and the heritage of a 911. And something like this, which is finished in the Basel black metallic, matching with the 20-inch Carrera Classic Edition 2 alloys, I think it's a fantastic combination, and it really harks back to the earlier classic 911s. I mean, the simplicity that this has, is absolutely phenomenal. And I think anyone that looks at one in this color combination would actually immediately realize and appreciate that the black on black with the silver alloys work extremely well. And the 991s also has, really good specifications in general, and this one does come with really good spec. Obviously you've got the LED daytime running lights, but this has the optional added Xenon Plus dynamic cornering lights. These are absolutely phenomenal when you're out there on the road. And we'll also ask the cameraman to come on the inside, just to show you a little bit on the inside of the car. And that starts from, you know, when I've just closed the door, it has this beautiful firm sound when you shut the door. Immediately, as a driver, you're sitting here touching the Porsche sports steering wheel with paddle shifts, and I think they are nice to have. To some people, they're an absolutely must to have, because this is what you hold pretty much all the time, and it's an upgrade that most people do on their vehicles. You've got the PDK gear selector, and here in the center you've got the sport button, the PASM for the electronic dampers. And in terms of the entertainment system here, this is now, I mean, it's been touchscreen since the 997.2, but now you can also have your mobile Bluetooth, both for mobile telephone calls as well as music connectivity here, including the fact you've got the European navigation system, and you've got, from a sound point of view, you've got the premium sound system via Bose, and the seats are also heated. What I love about the 911s and the 991s, obviously, because the fact they're that tiny bit wider and longer, you've got more space at the back. So whether you're carrying someone my size, about 5'9", 5'10", at the back for a short journey of about 45 minutes, or whether you've got a child that needs to be permanently in the back of the car, it's nice to have a little bit more space. The fact we've got this now in the 991s, so makes it extremely practical. And now we'll go to the back of the car. Again, you've got the nicer, wider wheel arches, as is the Carrera S, and you know, beautiful lines. You've got the horizontal grille here. This rear spoiler comes up a lot higher than you would in the previous generation, and the fact you've got these beautiful LED lights, and we continue to have the quad exhaust system here at the back, and you've got the Porsche 911 Carrera S riding here at the back. I mean, the black really shows the beautiful line that the 911 carries. And now the fifth reason, to be honest, what I'd like to say is that last but not least, the 911 is a fantastic all-rounder. I mean, this is, I think, to many of us, a car that's both a sports car, practical, and one that you can basically live with and daily, every single day, or whether it be your weekend joyride. So I hope, you know, you've liked the reasons that I've covered why one should perhaps consider buying a 991.1s. But don't forget to subscribe to our channel, stay tuned, because we're going to be doing a couple of more of these videos, including one on a convertible 991 tomorrow. Thank you, bye-bye.